vamos a empezar con la entrevista a Gary Robinson, el gerente de producto del Acura ILX 2016.
Hi Gary, how are you?
Hey, I'm good over here. How are you?
Gary Robinson from Acura USA. So we're here in a beautiful Napa Valley. This time of the year especially, the weather is so fantastic.
Yeah, it's perfect. Although maybe some rain coming, but well, today.
Well, they need some rain.
That's right, that is true.
They always need some rain here in California. So we're in the new 2016 Acura ILX, and this is a mid-cycle refresh for the car. Why did you have to do it so quickly? Because the car came out in 2012,
2012 as a 2013 model. You know, it's when we launched this car, it was at a time when people were very focused on gas prices, on car prices, because it was, you know, kind of the end of the recession. But it became clear to us right away that there was a real opportunity to add a little bit more luxury and a little bit more performance to this car. And so that was the real focus with this thing, was to add that, get it out there, and you know, we've had a lot of success with the car, got a lot of young buyers, but we think that there's a lot more room in this segment.
So the big changes for this model are like cosmetic, obviously, a lot of the new front, the new lights, and all that, but mainly the engine, because the previous engine had 150 horsepower.
That's right, yeah.
But a lot of people consider it wasn't enough.
Right, that's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, yes, by far the biggest change on the car, not looking at it, but as soon as you drive it, is the engine. So this is the engine out of the TLX. So the TLX just launched, 2.4 liter direct injected engine with a dual clutch transmission, and it's a great engine. Just a 4-cylinder, but really powerful, really quick shifts, good acceleration. Especially with this car being a little bit lighter than the TLX, it's a perfect match. A lot of fun.
And also a lot of new technologies that I mean, the auto industry is like moving so fast. Like you have to make a refresh half cycle into the life of the car.
Yeah.
But that actually it's a good thing because it allows you to upgrade some other things, right?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, and we recently introduced a lot of new safety technology and things that are, I mean, you know, just a few years ago you'd have to get in cars that cost $100,000. Well, now they're available in something like this that's a $30,000 car. So a lot of safety features, crash mitigation, things that help you keep in your lane, advanced cruise control that can alter your speed based on the cars around you. They really give the customer a much safer and a much more relaxing driving experience.
Yeah. So I actually tested the lane departure thing, and it's really, really good. Let's see if we can do it now here. I mean, there you go. I mean, like, kicks you into the lane. It's pretty amazing, and not in a very intrusive way.
Right.
Because some other systems like beeps and like give you alarms and like the seat vibrates and all that, and it's kind of too much sometimes, right? Yeah. This one just like push it out very, very softly and like in a very, let's say, elegant way, like telling like, pay attention.
Right. No, exactly. And I mean, we've always taken that approach, try to not have too many things that interfere with the driver. We want to help the driver. Yeah. And obviously give the ability, if they don't want it, they turn it off and they just drive completely on their own if they choose to. But yeah, and so hopefully I'm glad you've experienced that. That was the goal.
So what are we talking about price in this car? You said this is the entry level for Acura. So what are you talking about prices here?
So the lowest price one, the entry version of the ILX is $27,900. And if you go all the way to the top, you're still under 35 grand. So that I think the most expensive one is just under 34.5. Yeah. So it's a great deal. And I mean, you think about the fact that the Audi A3 is probably one of our biggest competitors. Well, you know, they've advertised their $29,900 base price. Well, for us, for $29,900,
you cannot find it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can't find that car. And for us, for $29,900, you're getting a car that's loaded. And then for $27,900, you're getting a great car. So we think you got actually a really good story there.
A very interesting segment. I'm not gonna say like the actual segment of the what is it, like compact luxury car, but like actually the price range.
Right.
Because the regular cars like Civics, Honda Accord, Camrys are more or less in that range.
Sure.
But then it has changed a lot in terms that you're getting a lot of stuff in cars. So the gap between non-luxury car and luxury car is like this big now, no?
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But you know, it's funny though, because we know that, right? And like, for instance, an Accord, I mean, there's a lot of overlap with the prices on this car and an Accord. But somehow there just tend to be very different buyers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are either luxury cars, and the guy who wants an Accord can't understand why somebody would want a smaller car with an Acura badge on it, and the guy who wants the Acura can't understand why somebody would buy a big Honda sedan. You know, it's just a different person, and it seems to work out quite well.
So Acura is doing a pretty good, like right in the last 3 years, you've been increasing your sales, and like with the addition of this or the refresh of this, I mean, it's going to be a very good year with this car, but also with another car that is coming up, right?
That's right. Yes, can't talk about it yet, but yeah, definitely.
Well, no, the NSX.
Oh, the NSX. Oh, well, the NSX is going to be great.
Maybe you can talk if you already ordered one for you.
Yeah. No, the NSX. I mean, we're really excited about it. It's, you know, somebody asked me about it. Well, you know, it's going to be over 150 grand. What does it have to do with the rest of your showroom? And for us, even though that seems like a stretch, it has everything to do with the rest of our showroom, because that car represents the best of what we have to offer. It makes our whole company more excited to exist, to produce cars, and so it's the technologies that you see there, not in exactly that form, but they're going to find their way throughout the lineup. And now, you know, obviously the front of this car and the front of that car don't look so different.
The lights,
Yep.
The
So,
LED lights.
Yeah.
So for our younger audience who don't remember what the NSX is, can you remind us a little bit like the history of that car?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, the NSX was a revolutionary car. I mean, it came out, the first model year in America was 1991, so it came out in the 1990 calendar year. And that was a time, and, you know, I don't mean to talk badly about the Ferraris of the world, but the Ferraris of the world had kind of lost their way a little bit. They weren't that great. And so, in a lot of ways, the NSX was credited. And it came out, it was just a revolutionary car. Aluminum construction, ultra lightweight, incredible handling. And it put the rest of the sports car world on notice. And I mean, frankly, everybody improved because of that car, and so it was a really significant car. You know, Ayrton Senna, famous race car driver, was part of the development, so it's just a great story for us. And so,
and what happened? I mean, why did it go away?
Yeah, well, you know, it went away, I think, just because it was designed to be a car that it wasn't, you know, intended to be a new model.
Oh, like a limited production car,
exactly.
Like some other manufacturers do with some cars.
That's right, yeah.
But they do it for a few years, and then they're like collecting items, which that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened, yeah. And but you know, I think a few years ago we were kind of at a new chapter in our company, and we realized, you know, it's time for something like that again, something special, and kind of makes a statement of who we are.
So that car, the NSX, has a lot of what we can call Formula One technology, like being a plug-in hybrid, and like that's where like pretty much what the Formula One cars are using now, right?
That's right. It's a V6 hybrid, and you know, that's actually the same recipe for the last year for Formula One and what they're going to use for a little while. So yeah, it is very closely related in terms of the technology, and there's a lot of other parts of the car too. You know, some of the things that we've learned, not just, you know, from Formula One racing in the past, other kinds of racing, you know, find their way into that car, and vice versa.
So the full lineup now for Acura, what is it? ILX.
So yeah, so on the car side, it's
with this.
ILX, TLX, RLX, and on the truck side, RDX and MDX, and then of course the NSX as sort of the halo over it all.
And most of your cars now that you sell in the U.S. are made here in the U.S., right?
That's right. Yeah, more than 95%. It's basically every car except for the RLX is made here, and mostly in Ohio and some in Alabama. And yes, we're really proud of that, actually.
And you just celebrated 2 million units produced in the U.S. or sold in the U.S.?
No, produced.
Produced. Wow.
Yeah, which is amazing. I can't believe we made that many Acuras here. But yeah, that's right.
So this car, again, going back a little bit to it, 2016 model.
Yeah.
Started 27,900.
That's right. Yes.
And up to 35. So the main competition, you see like the A3.
Yep, the Audi A3. Yep, Mercedes CLA are probably the two obvious ones. You know, we get some competition from cars like the Lexus CT, even though that's a hybrid, but the pricing, you know, price position is kind of overlapped. And you know, it's a funny class too, because it's the lowest price luxury segment. There's some people that will, you know, be looking at mainstreams in these cars, and a variety of other things too. But yeah, those are the A3 is the most obvious one. CLA second, I would say, for sure.
Well, excellent. Oh, by the way, we only have it in the manual transmission, or we have I mean, the automatic transmission, or are we going to have the manual too?
No, so we don't have the manual anymore, and you know, a lot of that is because, I mean, we didn't sell that many manuals, but this new transmission really has the best of both worlds, right? So going from 6 gears to 8 gears, faster shifts, better acceleration. Yeah, it's just an amazing transmission, and so I mean, I don't know if you feel this way, but for me, the shifts with the paddle shifters are every bit as fun. And, you know, my wife could drive it too, so it's...
So we were driving in the regular mode, but we can shift it to sport, and then you can, it's an obvious change and everything. And now we have an old Buick, you know, like from the 70s, that is not allowing us to do anything here. Fun, but you can actually hear it.
That's right.
I'm gonna try to lose this car here in front of us, but anyway. So, well, thank you very much for your time spending or having us here in California driving this nice new car. Oh, here we go. Now we can have some fun.
There it goes.
So it's interesting. I tweeted a picture of this car this morning, and a lot of people who are tuners and enthusiasts of that, like, really like it.
Oh, good. Yeah, you know, I mean, I used to be a tuner back in the day, and yeah, I wanted A-spec. White exterior, black interior. That's perfect for me. So
then play with it.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much, Gary.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep enjoying here the twisties around Napa Valley.
Sounds good.